And welcome back. This is part 3. All you infidels, kuffar and Muslims out there. Right, so just going on, I'm obviously replying to Rick Loss. Kind of finished that now. And my question again here is that now that I've pulled Rick Loss's 08's hand from out of your ass, maybe you can engage your own voice box and answer a simple question. You have had ample chance to put my question to bed, yet your silence speaks volumes. Does Israel have the right to exist? Yes or no? I'm not going to give Rick Loss any more of my time on here, but feel free to carry on reading his ridiculous comments, these New World Order freaks. So I'm just going to move on down to my question again to Marciano. Does Israel have the right to exist? Can you give me an honest answer? It doesn't seem so. He's obviously replying to Rick Loss, not myself. Asked him again, Israel, does it have the right to exist, yes or no? Still no answer. And then we get Sazzy little smartass, or Sazzy little dumbass as I like to call her, this white nationalist who obviously hates Jews, this Nazi pretender. Fucking ridiculous. This is the scum that actually gets attracted to this kind of shit, and they buy into it completely, even though it uses fabricated Pallywood bullshit to try and put the point across. Utter fallacy, utterly ridiculous, completely compromising the legitimacy of this video, and still no answer to myself from Marciano. So, here we go. Right, Marciano 2002. Does Israel have the right to exist, yes or no? I have already acknowledged that Palestine does have the right to exist, yet you avoid answering my question on whether Israel has exactly the same right. Why is that? See, I'm thinking, softening the blow. Look, I'm acknowledging that Palestine has a right to exist. No question, no doubt. I'm all for two states living side by side in peace. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Palestinians and Arabs shouldn't be there at all. That's not what I'm saying. But it doesn't really seem to be provoking another answer out of him. So, Warrior 1777, obviously saying that this is a wonderful video, do not pay attention, my friend, to those that cause you pain in the heart, soul, for they are hurting. We all need to stop fighting over the same God. One God makes us all, and the details don't matter much. Well, they do if you look into them. Christian God against usury. Allah against usury. You see, just this to me shows it is the very same God. The Palestinians have been oppressed ever since the state of Texas. I mean, Israel was created, facts are facts. Well, actually no, Palestinians have been persecuted for a long, long time by fellow Muslims. But I've asked him, Warrior 1777, does Israel have the right to exist as Palestine does? Funnily enough, there isn't any answer to that from him. Mary says, Amen Warrior 1777, excellent video Marciano. So I says, Mary says, does Israel have the right to exist as Palestine does? And she does answer. It is my thought the land and people were divided by Satan. Each and every individual has a right to life. No one has a right to force another to live in their manner. Does that answer your question, Nemesis? My reply to that is, actually no, it doesn't answer my question, even though I agree with what you have said. My question was very specific and very clear. Does Israel have the right to exist as Palestine does? It's a yes or no answer, so can you answer my question? Why the struggle? But then I also, looking back, sorry, I'll rephrase that one. I agree that everything that you've said, apart from Satan dividing land and people, that's bullshit. Anyway, no more answer of that from her, strangely enough. No, nothing more from Mary says. Free Palestine, wonderful video. The Zionists and the haters jump to condemn any happenings that concern the Muslim world, but they totally ignore the killings that involve them. Thousands of people killed in Palestine, Iraq, Bosnia, Afghanistan, Kashmir, Chechnya, etc. The real terrorists that invade people's land want to play the victims while they hold the entire population, Gaza, under siege. So I ask him, does Israel have the right to exist as Palestine does? No answer. Love you, Dean. May the peace train prevail and may the Zionist train derail. Love your Dean, I'm asking. Does Israel have the right to exist as Palestine does? No answer. So 60, free Palestine. So does Israel have the right to exist as Palestine does? What Israel? And now at least someone has answered it. I'm saying thank you for your honesty. So doesn't believe in Israel at all, full stop. Quite happy to give me that. So, you know, when we look at all of that, we can quite clearly see that all of these Muslims, New World Order freaks, or both if you like to call them that, because they seem to work hand in hand with these liberal loonies as well. Pretty much almost one and the same. So, you know, when you've got people who have a train of thought that Israel doesn't exist, it can't exist, it's Muslim land, it's conquered by Muslims, it is Islamic land. Israel has no right to exist, Zionism has no right to exist or live there, as with Christians, unless of course they're under the subjugation of Islam. Bullshit, right? Israel does have the right to exist, as does Palestine. But, at the end of the day, all of these type of people are exposed. New World Order freaks, Muslims, quite definitely from this evidence, will not accept that Israel does have the right to exist. And if that is the mindset of these people, then what chance is there of peace in the Middle East? I'll leave it all with you. Take care and speak to you soon.